This fight didn't even make it out of the first round, but it was already shaping up to be a fun one. Tom started strong, landing well, keeping pressure, but Gane began catching him with a jab. Tom's nose started leaking early. It wasn't broken, just bloodied, but that was a rough start. Well, weird night at UFC 321, man. A lot of fights really stood out, but I want to keep my attention in the co-main event and in the main event. Well, McKenzie Dern versus Virna Jandiroba. McKenzie pulled off the decision win, and honestly, I gotta give her credit. Well, initially I thought she'd submit Jandiroba maybe on the third or fourth round, but actually it was kind of silly. If you remember their first fight, it happened what usually happens when two good grapplers fight. They keep it standing. But that fight was a war, and this one was a bit different. Maybe they were being a bit more cautious. Well, Verna scored lots of takedowns, but actually she wasn't making much with it. In fact, most of the times McKenzie was inflicting damage from the bottom. It wasn't the flashiest fight comparing to their first meeting, but McKenzie looked composed. Her striking definitely improved. Might look a little sloppy at times, but there's a new kind of hunger in her. That dog you need at a high level. She has it now. If Verna was the number one contender, and McKenzie was the fifth, and she beat her again, that's champion level stuff. Some fans might have preferred Yan Jianan or another fighter, but Mackenzie earned it. She's been through adversity and fought her way through it tonight. And that's what I'm saying. That drive, she's a bit of a dog now. Now the chaos. Ooh, and the disappointment that was Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. This fight didn't even make it out of the first round, but it was already shaping up to be a fun one. Tom started strong, landing well, keeping pressure, but Gane began catching him with a jab. Tom's nose started leaking early. It wasn't broken, just bloodied, but that was a rough start. And then it happened. Gane went in with an open hand and poked both Tom's eyes. But not just a poke. He poked, and if you watch it in slow motion, you can totally see he sunk his fingers afterwards and scraped. I mean, it's highly disappointing, but I don't think we can blame Tom. His vision was compromised, and the doctor had to stop it. I do get why people were annoyed, but you can't put a heavyweight throwing hands without seeing. But yeah, we know the MMA community. Online, people are calling him a quitter. I mean, in my humble opinion, I don't think that's a good take. I think he was really hurt. But I'm down with it. Let's spoil that rivalry. And yet, this isn't featherweight sparring. It's heavyweight MMA. You can't fight blind at this level. And man, if I were John Jones, I'd probably keep my mouth shut. But we all know how MMA guys love to talk. That being said, I'm looking forward for the rematch. Dana White already gave his green light. Both fighters were having fun in there before the eye poke. It had the makings of a classic. You could totally see the disappointment afterwards. Fans want action, sure, but vision isn't something you can gamble with. Losing sight could end a career. Not everyone can be like Bisping. So yeah, UFC 321 was wild. But tell me, should they run back Aspinall vs. Gane? Does McKenzie fully deserve that belt now? Or is there someone else in the division still ahead? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Shout out to my man Luso Grit. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.